and your analysis. This is going to be mostly. I wanted you to read this. Okay, you guys should have read a lot of this information about the reagent. Okay, so what I want you to know first about, or actually, what do reagent detect? Much more basic than these overthinking it. What do reagent strips? Exactly that, urine. Okay. Yes, reagent strips are for urine. Okay. They detect. It's a test for urine. Okay. Specifically, it's the presence and the amount of a substance within the urine. Okay. So, long sentence there. It is looking for. Breaking it down, it's looking for substances that are in the urine, not necessarily urine itself. We know it's urine, okay? We don't need a reagent strip test to let us know that it's urine. We want to know what's in the urine, okay? Make sure you understand that. When we're doing capillary puncture or dermal puncture, what will we do with that first drop of blood?
Wipe it out.
Wipe it away. Yeah, exactly that. GTT test. First off, what is a GTT test?
Whoa.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yes. Glucose tolerance test. What kind of test is this?
It shows how much sugar a person.
No. I don't want to know what is this test. What kind of test?
Chemistry.
Not chemistry. Yeah, but no.
Is it a way thing?
No, I'm not looking for that. It's a time test.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I said half hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Right. Yeah. So GTT test is a time test. If you don't do this correctly, the patient will have to come back. Okay. Why would we do? Actually, we're not. Let's talk about 2 hour postprandial. Why would we do a 2 hour postprandial test? Okay, first let's break it down a little more. What is a 2 hour postprandial test?
The ability to mobilize food 2 hours before after a meal.
Say again?
The ability to mobilize food 2 hours after a meal.
Right. I'm guessing you read that.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't want it in you guys' own words. But yes, this is exactly that. This is basically where you eat. All right, and then 2 hours later, we're testing to see kind of the metabolic intake, okay? How much of that glucose have you basically received, okay? That's a 2 hour postprandial. Why would we do a 2 hour postprandial? Why would the doctor recommend that? If he's concerned about what? Sugar. Okay, now let's think about big picture. Big picture, diabetes. What kind of diabetes? Huh? They'll also do it for gestational diabetes, but that's not big picture. Someone said it. Mellitus, yes. If we're concerned that a patient's either borderline diabetes mellitus or has diabetes mellitus, we will do a 2 hour postprandial test to see exactly how they're because here's how it works, okay? They eat, we test it, okay? Sugar should be relatively high after they eat, okay? But 2 hours later, that sugar should be gone into it's processed into the cells by now, or it should be. If it isn't, then that tells us that there's something wrong, okay? And this will be an indicator of either borderline or yes, you have diabetes mellitus. Okay, diabetes mellitus. Okay, HDLs are good cholesterol. Yes, very good.
I remember
So,
that about happy.
Happy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that actually is a good way. We did the the 3 people yesterday. Yes. So, which ones are the bad? LDLs. Okay, low density lipoprotein. I think is what it stands for. All right. There was something else I wanted to ask you about that. Let's see. Okay, cholesterol. Thinking about cholesterol. Like I said, I know y'all are like, whoo, we still talking? And yes, we are actually still talking, okay? Cholesterol can tell us about the status or how our liver is functioning. It can tell us about how our thyroid is functioning. It can even tell us about how well our blood vessels are doing. But what it will not tell us about is how our pancreas is doing. Okay? I put a star by that because we didn't. That's one of the things you should have read, but we didn't actually touch, like me talking about it. Okay? So a cholesterol test will not check for the status of your pancreas. Okay? Pancreas. Okay? Yes, that next thing is Buffy coat. Okay? And that actually brings me to the next thing. Yes. Buffy coat. Buffy coat. Buffy coat. That's COAT. Okay. First off, where would we see a Buffy coat?
The middle.
In the middle, yes. What is in a Buffy coat? And white blood cells and platelets. Okay, yes, you guys are good readers. White blood cells and platelets. That's what's going to be in the Buffy coat. Alright, so H&H test. What is an H&H test? Hematocrit and hemoglobin test. Okay. Now, notice I put 3 times. Okay, 3 times. Something specific about this. All right. The patient's hematocrit level is usually 3 times the hemoglobin level. Okay, that's why they're related. H&H, hematocrit and hemoglobin. Patient's hematocrit test result is usually 3 times the patient's hemoglobin results. Okay, 3 times H&H test. Okay. So thinking about it a little bit deeper, what is hemoglobin? It is blood, yeah. Wait a minute. What did you say?
Hemolyzed red blood cells.
Just give it red blood cells color, but color doesn't really matter. But what is carries oxygen? Exactly that to the tissue, to every one of the cells. Okay, that hemoglobin is really super extra highly important. If you don't have enough hemoglobin, and we will see this, okay? If you ever take someone's blood and their blood is very light red, very light red, or almost pink in nature, it's because it doesn't have a lot of hemoglobin in it. But sometimes you'll take blood and it's almost black. It means it's got a lot of hemoglobin.
So what if they don't have a whole bunch of nine?
Not necessarily, because remember we're taking venous blood. Venous blood should be deoxygenated anyway. All right, but it shouldn't be that deoxygenated at the antecubital and
It's too much bad.
Huh?
It's too much bad.
Too much hemoglobin? Nah, I don't want to say it is, because hemoglobin is what does that transfer of oxygen and carbon dioxide transfer. Okay, but I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor, unfortunately. So I can find out and let you know that. Anywho, we needed to understand what hemoglobin was. Make sure you know what it is. Okay. Hemoglobin.
Oxygen to tissues and transfer carbon dioxide.
Yes. Yeah. Carry oxide. Basically transports oxygen to those cells and picks up that old carbon dioxide and gives the red blood cells their color, the red color. Okay, that is what hemoglobin is. What top tube will we use to get a CBC?
Lavender.
Will we use a different tube for a CBC with differential?
No.
No. Is that true? You guys? Because y'all seem a little unsure.
Well, this is the CBC, right?
Think we need another tube? You think we don't?
No.
I know we don't.
With differential. With WBC differential. Alright, so I will give you the answer, okay? The answer is it's still a lavender top 2. Still a lavender top 2. Very good. Still a lavender top 2 because all we're doing with the differential is doing another check. Okay, it's actually when we say with differential, we are literally saying. All right, we're literally saying with white blood cell differential. White blood cell differential. Okay, that's basically we want to know what different types of white blood cells there are. Okay, so looking a little deeper. Actually, I want to look a little tiny bit deeper. Just go and touch it, just real fast, real quick, real fast. Okay. All right. So, what will the presence of white blood cells or a specific kinds of white blood cells indicate?
Inflammation.
Inflammation and or actually no, not inflammation. That's a different test. Infection. Okay. We'll have inflammation due to infection, but that's a whole other test. In fact, what is that test for inflammation? No. No.
Wait, repeat your question.
What is that test that we use to check for inflammation?
Hold on, let's go through my notes.
Pick it. Okay. It's going to be usually that's going to be that Westergren or Wintrove method. That's going to be for yes, that. Okay, but Westergren and Wintrove are examples of what? Ooh, y'all didn't learn that at all. I must have been boring on that slide. Okay, so those are examples of ESR, erythrocyte sedimentation rate. Okay, erythrocyte sedimentation rate.
You gotta know that.
Yeah, you're gonna see that later. In fact, it's somewhere, all the way down here. Okay, almost there, guys. Because we have another class that will be joining in with us for our last portion. So I want to make sure. I do want to make sure that you guys get this material, though. That's really important. So free smelling urine. We've already gone over this. What is that?
Diabetes.
Diabetes. Uncontrolled diabetes.
Or starvation.
Or starvation. Very good, man. What? I gotta walk over there. Nice.
Come on.
Okay. Okay. We've already gone over this. Playa wave test. Remember, I said are at minimal risk for failure. Okay, minimal risk for you messing it up. Okay. Serology. What is serology? Immune responses, specifically antigen and antibody reactions. Okay, very good. I already talked about first a morning specimen, but we want the first morning specimen because it is what? More concentrated than your average, than your random urine specimen. Okay. Moving forward, bilirubin. Bilirubin is an indicator of what kind of disease?
Liver.
Jaundice, which is liver. Yes, very good. So smart. And so a lot of babies have to get this. Babies have to get a bilirubin test all the time when they're really light and their eyes are yellow. That's jaundice, and jaundice is an indicator of liver disease.
What is that word?
What? Bilirubin?
No, the red under that.
Multisticks.
Okay.
Multisticks. Okay, this is red because once again you should have read it, but we didn't quite touch it as much as I would have wanted to. Multisticks reagent strips are the ones that remember those are the urinalysis strips you're actually going to use here. Okay? In order to make sure that every single one of the little test pads on that multi-strip reagent multi-sticks reagent strip, you've got to dip it twice. Dip it twice, dry it off on a paper towel. Dip it twice, dry it off on a paper towel. Okay, got to know that. Got to know that. Okay, so quality control. All right, when it comes to doing that multi-sticks reagent strip, okay, we want to. How do I want to phrase this question for you?
Control.
Control. Yeah, sorry. Control. Do we want to, when we're thinking about quality assurance, okay? Quality assurance. Do we want to make sure that we check the expiration date of the bottle for the multi-scripts? Yeah. All right, that one. Do we want to make sure that we are keeping a lid on that bottle to prevent light from getting in? Yes, definitely. Do we want to make sure that we are keeping those same strips in the same bottle it came from? Yes, okay. But do we want to, when we're thinking about quality control here, trick question, do we want to make sure that we are recording the results in the patient's chart?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Thinking about quality control.
No.
Exactly. It's no because, and you probably just said no because I said no. That's wrong. Right. No, yeah. If it's not yes, then it must be no. Right. So, blah, 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 blah. We do want to record the results in the patient's chart. But when we're thinking just about quality control, that doesn't matter. Okay. We want to make sure, this is before we even see the patient. Right. We want to make sure, right, that it's not contaminated. We're having accurate results. So, yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. All right. But quality control, really important here. Okay. Okay. Urine test for specific gravity. We touched this, but I really want to make sure that you understand this. Urine test for specific gravity. What is that in a measurement of? Not milligrams per deciliter. Not substances in the. This is a measurement of the kidney's ability to concentrate urine. Okay? This is something you should have read. This is the kidney's ability to concentrate the urine. One more time. This is specific gravity is testing the kidney's ability to concentrate the urine. Okay? I talked about 3 confirmatory tests. Okay? What are those 3? What's one of those 3 confirmatory tests? What did you say? Clean test? ACE test, that's one. ACE test. What's another one? You said Clinitest. Yes, Clinitest. Yeah. I was like, wait, what? Clean test? No. And there's one more. Ictotest. Okay. ACE test, Clinitest, and Ictotest. ICTO test. Okay. If you see anything other than those, then it's wrong. Okay. You need to know those specifically. All 3 of them. You have to know it in order for this question. Okay. You need to know Ictotest, ACE test, and my goodness, Clinitest. CIA. Oh, there we go. CIA. I like that. Very good. CIA. All right. It is not cholestics. That's not even a test. All right. So anyway, what is the supernatant? What is the supernatant? Supernatant.
It's fluid that's on top of the sediment.
Yes. Okay. So when we're spinning down like urine and stuff, it's that fluid that's on top. Top liquid portion. At the very bottom, it's going to be that sediment. Okay. So sometimes we're going to pour out the supernatant in order to get down to the sediment. Okay. A1C. This is something you should have read. We talked about this in detail. A1C. Okay. First off, A1C is what?
It has a word that it starts with H.
It's to measure the amount of sugar in your.
Yes.
During like months?
You're on the right. Yeah. There we go. Okay. What is your A1C changes every how often?
4 months.
Every 4 months. 120 days specifically. Okay. But in order to do an A1C test, we have to do. In order to measure A1C, we have to do what's called a GHT test. Okay, GHT. And here we go. Bear with me. Glycosylated hemoglobin test. Glycosylated hemoglobin test. It will not be abbreviated as GHT. You need to know. Glycosylated. That's
But they got GHB in the book.
Glycosylated hemoglobin test. I'm wondering what the B stands for. Maybe it's the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is abbreviated HB, so that's why. But it's I like to call this the GHT because it's glycosylated. No, because you need to know glycosylated hemoglobin test. Glycosylated, okay? Hemoglobin test.
GYLCOSYLATED.
Not a C, an S. Glyco, so
It's
GOY. GOYCOSYLAT. Yeah. Alright.
I know I wasn't here yesterday, Mr. Brown, but God,
Dang.
French toast.
Well, the French toast, right? That's what I said. What is ESR? First off, what's ESR?
A long word.
Very long word. Oh, it's sort of a long word. Right, erythrocyte sedimentation rate. I love those notes. You guys are going to get some good notes points here. Okay, erythrocyte sedimentation rate. Erythrocyte sedimentation rate. Okay,
I can't even pronounce
and what is erythrocyte sedimentation rate?
Information
That's Westergren and Wintrow. But all ESR is basically is what? No.
Red blood cells.
Okay.
How they settle in the
Digitals.
bottom of a calibrated tube.
Yes, someone read that. This is basically where, all right, because remember that your blood is 45% formed elements, which is solid elements. Okay, naturally those formed elements are going to settle at the bottom. That's what ESR is. It's the rate from which those formed elements settle at the bottom on their own. Now we can accelerate this process via a what? Centrifuge. Yes, very good. Okay, errors when using reagent strips. Almost done, guys. Almost there. Errors when using. Oh, that's wrong. I'm gonna have to correct that. Okay. Errors when performed. Oh, I can't.
Yes,
Okay,
you can.
so those reagent. We gotta go. Those reagent strips. Okay. One of the possible errors when looking at those reagent strips is not correctly matching the codes. That was a very random question, and I'm just going to give you the answer. Not correctly matching the codes. I won't give you the answer until on Monday, if you guys choose to take the test.
Matching the code.
What was the last one say? Venable?
Viewable reactions. Viewable reactions, actually. Viewable reactions, okay? Specifically in viewable reactions that we see, specifically is going to say serological test is viscosity. Okay, viscosity is the thickness of a liquid. So usually plasma or serum or CSF. Those are serological tests. Plasma, serum, CSF. Okay? All right. Any questions?